What up, what up, what up? It's your boy B. Hey, look, I'm about to go out here and check out this amazing property my parents actually just got using a high-powered offensive technique. But before I do, I wanted to do as I always do and give back and answer questions for individuals that always inbox me on a daily basis, asking questions. This is your time to ask the questions that you want to ask about real estate. It's your boy B here giving back with knowledge, information, motivation, whatever it is that you need. So I know there's a lot of people that have been inboxing and asking questions about their real estate business, tips, etc., things that you may need to help yourself explode in your business. So this is the time to ask. I'll sit on here for a few minutes and allow some people to chime in and get their questions answered. So whatever it is that you have, shoot it out to me. Let me know, and we'll get rocking and rolling. So this isn't necessarily the motivational thingy, and but whatever questions you guys have, shoot it my way, and let's get your real estate questions answered. And I'll start by today telling you that today's deal that I'm going to go take a look at is actually it's not a deal for a cash offer. So the cash offer options are exhausted, meaning that the lady owes more than what a cash offer deal would be worth. And so I think the house is worth like 100 or 105, and we offered her an opportunity to purchase the house subject to the existing mortgage. And believe it or not, when we called her, we found her lead, free medium. We found a lead on, and the lady, and we skip traced her, and the lady was actually already in the process of moving. Like, she was like, they're going to foreclose on the house. I'm about to move, etc. I'm actually packing up right now, and so glad and thankful that you called. So we presented the solution, and today I'm going to go by and take a look at the house, and I think she owes like $89,000 on the house. And like I said, it's worth like $100,000, but the payment is like $650 a month. And that area, the specific area that it's in, will rent for anywhere between $900 to $1,100 a month. So with that said, for me, it would be either adding another renter to it, to the portfolio, like getting it rented out, or doing a lease option and making my money back, because I think I have to pay like $6,000 or $7,000 down to secure the deal, to stop it from going into foreclosure, bank foreclosure. So I have to pay like $6,000 or $7,000 down. But look at what that brings. So for $6,000 down to catch it back up, and her note is like $650 a month. I rent it out for $1,000 a month. Of course, get a deposit. I'll be making off of $6,000 or $7,000 catching it up. I'll be making roughly $300 to $500 a month in income. So it's almost like me taking $7,000 out of the bank and getting 0.0% back interest. I'll be getting back $300, $400, $500 a month off my $700 a month. And so I'm verifying that the house doesn't need much work. Hopefully it doesn't, and if it does, I'll assess how much it needs and then go from there. Now the other option is I can lease purchase it out to someone. So if I do this deal, stop it from foreclosure by catching it up and paying the $7,000, I could lease purchase it to someone, maybe charge them $10,000 down, being that I would have $6,000 or $7,000 in it. That would be a $3,000 profit. The other thing that I can do is stop it from going into foreclosure and then relist the house on the MLS. Now that I'm the owner, the actual owner, once the subject to transaction happens, I'll be the actual owner, and I can now relist it for retail value, which she doesn't have time to do at this point. So I can do a little things, tidy it up, and then I could sell it for full market value to someone who's looking to buy a house in this specific area. So the subject to strategy is not necessarily a strategy that is able to be used by everyone, but it is definitely something that you will want to have in your tool belt when you're out here making phone calls or texting sellers, etc., to lock up deals or get deals that normally most wholesalers in your market would throw away, whereas you have this tool belt in your strategy. So that is one of the things that we briefly touch on in the course, etc. Yes, you supposed to be getting some rest, by the way, but those are some of the things, the strategies that work well in the industry for you to use. And by you using it and implementing those things, what that sub two, would you, Tyler says, would you put that sub two in a land trust? Yes, it's always best to put it in a land trust. And the reason why you want to put your properties in a land trust when you're doing sub twos is because trusts protect the identity of you as the seller, etc. And it also, there are some legality terms, etc., that when you put properties in a land trust, it's kind of a loophole with the lender to where it can look like estate planning to the lender, so they won't necessarily call the loan due. But in all my years of investing, I haven't seen a mortgage company call a loan due if they're getting paid. The thing is, they call loans due when you don't pay them. So that's a great thing to do, to put them in the land trust. And when you put them in a land trust, like I said, it looks like estate planning, so the loan doesn't get called due. And we're putting together informational course specifically on the topic, but there are other experts out there that teach specifically on this. My sub two has come from, my sub two knowledge has come from experienced, seasoned sub two strategists, if you will, that have had tons of deals, and I take that information and use it myself. So any other questions, guys, feel free to ask. Like I said, I got a couple minutes I'm dedicating to giving back, as I always do. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask while you take a look at Maria. She's got some of the crew guys over here building a chicken coop. So it's time for the chickens to go outside. But guys, ask your questions. Mike, you better ask your questions, because if you all the questions you be asking, you better ask now. Ask now or forever hold your question piece. But any other questions, guys? So like I said, this particular deal that we're getting is a sub two. And usually, like I said, my strategy is I do sub twos. I don't really do, like, if it's an inner city house, I prefer to buy those houses cash, or use my wholesaling funds to buy inner city houses or lines of credit or whatever the case may be. But on houses that are in appreciating areas or houses that are in suburban areas, you'll find that this strategy will serve you well as the economy does what it does, meaning as the economy corrects itself. You'll find that this specific strategy of subject to purchasing will serve you well, because now you'll be able to pretty much acquire properties as the masses of people begin to foreclose and lose their properties. A big portion of people are going to have to foreclose or let their properties go. And so by you having this as a solution for them, they can avoid the ding on their credit, etc., by you offering the solution. Now, the thing about having a sub 2 is you also want to kind of have some available funds available, because as you make the commitment to, take over this person's payments and catch it up, etc., you're on the hook, per se, to make their payments for them on time. Now, granted, yeah, they were going to lose the house anyway. I've heard people say that, but still, you want to let them know. One of our buying strategies is, hey, look, we're going to help you rebuild your credit. You've been late for the last 7 or 8 months, but we're going to help rebuild your credit by making the payments on time, and that allows you to kind of move on until we're able to refinance or sell it to pay it off. So I got to let me go get my notebook. All right, man. Look, I got about a good 5 more minutes, Mike, and I know you got questions, bro, so I want to stick around here another good 5 minutes or so and answer any questions that you have. But today, the most recent topic that we're talking about, that we addressed, is subject to purchasing. I'm actually about to go look at a house here in the next hour or two and take a look at it. It's a really nice house. My mom and dad have been beasting, making phone calls. So proud of them too, man. My mom and dad are retired, and my mom, check this out, she loves talking on the phone. And so she's typical grandma, loves being around the kids, etc. But she loves talking on the phone. Like, my mom will get a random call from a person that has a wrong number, right? and she'll talk to him and witness to him, like, hey, hallelujah, talking about God, etc. And so me, I'm like, Mom, you like talking on the phone like that. Hey, look, I got, some of these techniques that I use, and just keeping it in the family. hey, you may be interested in doing this if you want to, if you want to have something to do in your spare time. So my mom's like, yeah, I've been bored. I took my mom off her job probably about 8 years ago, and so I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but if you don't have to work a job, it can get really boring, right? And so you want to have a purpose. So her witnessing and talking to people on the phone is almost like a purpose for her. So giving her this opportunity to kind of rekindle that fire to be able to talk to more people. My mom, just yesterday, dude, like she probably made about 40 calls. No, she said 30 calls, and she got 6 or 7 leads. And I said, Mom, it's people that's in this business, in this industry, that don't do this, that do this for years or two, and don't get as many solid leads as you've gotten today. Like yesterday was like one of her first 3 or 4 full days of doing it. And so I was like, Mom, so I'm looking at her like, dang, that's where I get it from. Like, you a beast. But I've always known that my mom was a beast though. But it was absolutely amazing to see, her success yesterday with just getting leads. Now, granted, I'm going out here today to see if it's gonna come into a contract, etc. And the other one she has to follow up with, but this one is pretty solid, and it's probably something that we're gonna do. And Mom is, super ecstatic about it. So, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to ask right now. Checking to see if I got anything else. Any questions that you may have about a deal that you got working or something to that effect. Let me know, and welcome to Shoot 'Em This Way. What else? Let me see. Y'all see Maria in the chicken coop. So, y'all can know if she's doing it right. She built a little tiny home. Alright, so it looks like we got a question come in. Talking to my mom about making calls. How should I get started? Also, I've run into the problem lately. How do you work a wholesale to get your buyers in if the seller doesn't want a lockbox on it? Okay, so how do you get your mom started? Like I said, it just, your mom is probably retired too, so it just has to be something that they want to do. Like my mom was kind of like, pretty much she ain't doing nothing. Like, well, here you go, here's something to do if you want to do it. If you like it, cool. If you don't, cool. It's no biggie. And they travel, and they RV and all that stuff all around. So this is something that she can do anywhere in the world, whether she's traveling, in an RV or whatever the case may be. So you may want to kind of ask and see the personality type of your mom. Like, is she quiet? Is she, to herself? You don't want to put mom in beast mode of talking on the phone, and she don't like talking to people. Or or if it's a clerical position, you may put her in the skip tracing mode. You get what I'm saying? So find out their personality type, and kind of go from there. But you said you've run into the problem of that lately. How do you work on a wholesale to get your buyers in if the seller doesn't want a lockbox on it? Well, what we have is this thing called a seller's packet. It's a $59.99 seller's packet that we sell. I can send you the link. But you may already have this from me, Michael. But it's $59, and that's what I'm going to take over there today. I'm actually going to go upstairs and print it out before I leave. But the seller's packet, and in the seller's packet, what it does is a proactive approach to explain to your sellers your process to make this a smooth process so that you can get them a check. It's all about getting them a check and being the solution to their problem as fast as possible. So the key thing is to deal with motivated sellers. Now, that's not always the case that you get the chance to deal with motivated sellers, right? But if the seller has excuses, or you need to do this, you need to, and they have all these demands, they don't sound as motivated. You either want the check or you don't. So when you understand that if you're dealing with motivated sellers, hey, these are the things you got to, sell or be sold in a nutshell. These are the things you got to take charge of the situation, and you do that by being knowledgeable about the process and informing them, being proactive. Like if you're talking to me, get straight to the point. If you're talking to a person who's more analytical, they're going to appreciate the proactive approach. So that seller's packet is going to explain to them in detail your process, what they should expect. These are the things that I'm going to need. So we have a scheduled showing time. If you don't want to put a lock, I don't give that option, but let's just say if they did. So these are the showing times that I'm going to need to, get inside to inspect the property for, myself or my buyers or my inspectors or my crews, etc. And so we have them fill out a sheet agreeing to the times, signing off on it. Now, if they don't, They say, well, if there's a tenant in there, then of course we don't put a lockbox where there's a tenant. But if it's vacant, hey, put the key in the lockbox. You have the code, I have the code. If you ever need to get it out, let me know. Or if something happens, or in the future, you can always get your key back. But in the meantime, this keeps me from having to call you or contact you to go back and forth. And we've agreed that I'm going to probably be coming in during these scheduled times. Does that make sense? Okay, great, good deal. Sign here. They get a copy, I get a copy, screenshot it, text it to them, etc. And I found that by doing that, if you just say, hey, look, I need to get inside it, etc., and you don't really have anything, to give them so they can review back and look at it, you just saying, this is what I do. That's the difference, that most people out here doing a hustle and they're not doing business. And I think that big differentiator is it makes all the difference. When people see that you have an actual business model and you're not, running a hustle, you'll start to get more cooperation from the people or the sellers that you're dealing with on a daily basis. So I hope that answers your question there, Mike. What exactly is wholesaling? Wholesaling is when you buy a property, like for instance, let's just say like a person is about to lose a property in foreclosure, and they're about to lose a property in foreclosure or whatever the case may be, or they need to sell fast. Well, what I do at times is, if it's a $5,000 or $10,000 purchase, hey, look, let's go ahead and get this sale out the way. I go ahead and buy the property, and then I may say, so I may pay $5,000 or $10,000, close them out tomorrow, the next couple of days, and when I close them out, then I may send a crew over there to trash it out, clean it out, etc. And then, as opposed to me wholesaling it and making a couple grand by me trashing it out, spending a couple $100s on the trash out, I can now sell that property for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 more than what I paid for it at closing. That's what wholesaling is. It's just pretty much taking ownership of the property and then selling it after you have ownership of it. So you're not really doing a lot of, cosmetic rehab, etc. You're just kind of making it look better because you have the vision to buy that asset, and the other people don't have the vision to buy that asset when it's in a certain condition. By being in a certain condition, if a person doesn't have the vision to see what it would look like afterwards, they're probably not going to buy it. So you're the visionary, you buy it first, clean it out a little bit, give them the vision that they need to see from it, and then they end up buying it at a higher price because you had the vision first. It's all about getting to the properties first. Any other questions, guys? Wait on here a couple more minutes if you got any other questions. Do you have a rough percentage of what you offer for houses on Zillow? It's not necessarily about percentages on offering Zillows, and I want you to understand this too. Zillow is a medium. It's a additional technique. Some of the people who are watching right now are actually students of ours, and they can vouch that we don't have just one technique. We have literally over 20 or 25 different free techniques that all are running simultaneously at the same time, truly high power. Zillow is one medium. So if you are depending only on Zillow to use, or if you are only depending on mailers to get seller, whatever it is your technique is, it's one line in the marketing ocean. You got to have multiple lines in the marketing ocean at all times. So what's a percentage or offer that I make an offer to a Zillow? Once again, my offers are based upon what my buyers will pay. So I don't randomly make an offer. If I know that my buyers are paying $10,000 for a house in an area and I want to make $5,000, then what do I need to offer? I need to offer, depending on if it needs rehab, but I need to offer at least $5,000, right? If it needs rehab, I need to offer less, but I can figure that out later. My thing is just to get an initial response from the seller. Meaning, if they're asking $40,000 for the house and I know that I need to be at $10,000 on the house, and I offer $10,000 on the house so that I can make, a $10,000 profit, if that's what I'm doing, then what I need to do is I just need to get them to respond. So if they respond like, F you, are you crazy, this is too low, whatever the case may be, that's not the person I want to deal with. I'm looking for the person who responded like they did last night on one of our acquisition guys. They were asking $35,000. We offered $24,000. They said, well, can you do $27,000? Well, guess what? It's negotiation time. Those are the people that I'm looking to deal with when I'm texting Zillow. So don't get caught up in this whole, I got to have a specific percentage, etc. What you should be doing first is shopping for people. If you're wholesaling, shop for buyers. Meaning, get a grocery list from buyers. Find the buyers. When you find the money, then you just go to the marketplace and shop, for deals, and then bring the delivery back to your buyer's list. So you're out here you got a lot of people that are wholesaling that are out here getting properties locked up, and then they say, oh, I got a property under contract, and then they go try to find a buyer. That's really not the success formula that you want to do to win and have success in this business. You want to here's the key. And I want you all, if you're taking notes, write this down and remember this. The key to real estate and flipping properties, whether it's with no money down or with your money, is to have your buyer before you enter the transaction. That right there changes the game. You should have your buyer before you enter the transaction. And that way, you're not hoping you sell. It's already sold. You just need to go pretty much collect your check. And, many people won't teach you or tell you that type of technique, but that's the way you do it. Have it sold before you get it. And then go get it. All right? So any other questions, guys? Feel free to ask. I'm here for another couple minutes. And how do you structure your on-the-grounds team in some of the new cities you've been breaking into? Saw you've been doing some deals way outside of Memphis. What up, Donna? All right, so how do you structure your team? Well, my whole team is virtual. Believe it or not, I'm the only person on my team that lives in Memphis. So that sounds crazy. Like the whole office thing. You got to get an office and you got to have all these people in your office. It's nonsense. I want to be anywhere in the world and be able to operate my business. I feel like an office attaches you to a specific place, and I'm too fluid. I'm too much of a spirit to be locked in onto one place. So my whole business and model is based upon a virtual concept. I know that virtual businesses are the ones who dominate and expose and can grow and expand as they need to. So my on-the-grounds team at this point has been either companies or people in the area who can go and get, pictures for me, etc. There are several companies that you can go to, like We Go Look, $69. Everybody doesn't have $69 to go pay for a property that you think you may get. But that's the thing about having the buyers first. For instance, if I'm spending any kind of money, if I'm spending $69, I got the property sold. I just need to know if it's worth the price that I'm actually about to pay for it, or do I need to come down, or do I need to come? So when I pay $69, my buyers are already in place to buy the property. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not just randomly out here going to go see every property just because a seller said they want to sell. If it's a house that my buyers want to buy in, then definitely I'm going to put the parameters in place to get me pictures, etc. Pictures, videos, WeGoLook.com is one. There's several other companies. You can Google companies that go take pictures for your properties. Go check that out. WeGoLook.com, $69. But like I said, if you have your buyers first, then spend the $69. But don't be out here just spending $69. You go to see, if you're getting 10 properties on the contract a month, that's $690 of unnecessary expenses if you don't have buyers for them. What up, sis? Hey, shout out to you. She's a soldier, y'all. I don't know if you guys know her, but sis Shanika, shout out to you. I really admire you, and thank you for all you've done. What's the status of that position you posted? Oh, you finna make Mike ask that. The status of that position is currently, it's almost like the moment I posted about it, I got flooded in it, but I also had people in position to fill it. But we are actually working on filling that position in multiple arenas. So believe it or not, every position in our company is a piece to a puzzle. So we have a really large, like we have right now a little over 30 acquisitions all across the country spread out. We have over 30 portal owners spread out by our disposition. We have several different ones, but that's such a money position to where it's not as many as acquisitions because it doesn't need to have as many spaces. But I'm always expanding. I'm always looking for growth. And so I'll definitely reach out to you on that one. Give me to next week as well. And let me get caught up on some things too. And Michael, I'll get back to you on it as well. It was somebody that asked a question. What's the status on the position that you posted? Oh, I want to tell y'all this real quick. So Todd Avery, I woke up this morning, weighed myself, and I lost like another 12 pounds since the last time I weighed myself. Shout out to Ty Avery, guys. Ty Avery put me through a workout regimen yesterday, and I want to tell you one of the things that, we played football together in college. So great guy, him and his family, amazing people. Him and his wife, she just won this bodybuilding contest. She won it, and so he kept saying through the whole workout, like I'm pushing myself, like I'm sore as ever right now, but he was like, push yourself. He said, push past your pain barrier. Push past your pain barrier, dude. Like that right there, and I'm like, 'cause you can't really go to that next level of where you want to be. Like, yeah, Bryan, you're losing weight, etc. But I want to get shredded up, right? That's one of my goals. It is what it is. Like, I started at 350, but I want to get shredded up. I want to get right. And so he kept saying, push past your pain barrier. And that was speaking to me because I understood that if you're in a comfort zone, a comfort level, and you're scared to approach the level of pain, you get to the pain and then you step back down. He was like, push past that. Create a new comfort zone. And that's how you grow. That's how you expand. And I want you all to understand that. Take that and apply that to your own business as well. Push past that pain barrier. Some people that come to us that want to work in the acquisitions department, etc., or the biodispositions department, some of them, they say, I'm a beast. I'm ready to do it. And, we put them on the team and we let them get rolling and rocking and rolling. And then you find out that they're not the beast that they say they are. They are, more timid than they appear to be on the front end, or they're loaded with excuses more so than productivity. And so by understanding, that you can, make excuses or you can make money, the thing is you got to put yourself in a position to step outside. So if you're scared to make phone calls, if you're scared to text people, if you're scared to talk to people, I wonder what they're going to say, etc. But the biggest thing is that means you're comfortable. All that boils down is you at a level of comfort that it doesn't push you enough to get out of the painful situation that you're saying you're in. So like the level of comfort, you got to push past that. And how do you got to, some people say you got to determine your why. Like, what's your why? What's your reason for continuing to go on the way that you're doing on a daily basis? What's your true reason? Like, like you may have a cushion of money right there. So you're not really motivated or pumped to do the things that you need to do on a daily basis to go win big for yourselves and your family. You haven't really been stretched. Put yourself in a position to where it makes you stretch yourself. Come out of your comfort zone. Do what Todd was telling me to do. Break past your pain barrier. And that's the only way that you're going to get to grow to that next level. That's the only way that you're going to really get to expand in life. And, they call it growing pains. You remember when you was growing up and you're a guy? I'm 5'10", so I'm not that tall, but I did have growth spurts and those knots that go in your knees. And when your body starts to grow, it starts to hurt a little bit. The knees start to hurt, the bones start to ache, etc. Those are called growing pains. And as you begin to grow, those pains are going to start to tighten. Those knots are going to start to appear, etc. But you got to bust through that, and you got to develop a new comfort zone. If you want to make $100,000 a month, $200,000 a month, $300,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $5,000, whatever it is, outside of what you're already doing, if you want to do that, it's going to take some stretching on your part. It's going to take some busting out of that pain, or busting past that pain barrier. What is it? And then another thing I want to talk to you about is why you guys are asking questions. And Casey, I'm going to come up to Kansas City and beast out what you've done. Like, you are an absolute beast and a monster, and I love it. So I'm going to come up there and hit that market with you, Donna. Real talk, like I'm gonna put it on my schedule. My June is really full, and we're doing that event here in Memphis. We're gonna release the schedule of it here pretty soon, but so I'll let you guys know about that more as well. But I want to come to the KC market and bang that out. But it was something that I was gonna tell you guys just a second. It was on the tip of my tongue, but. In a nutshell, man, I want you guys to continue to go. If you guys don't have any more questions, I'm going to get prepared for my meeting with my seller. But if you guys don't have any more questions, guys, I would say the biggest thing for you to do is, that's what I was going to say. Here's the thing. Many of the people who follow us, etc., you already have money. You may make $100,000 a year. You may make $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year. Or you may have a plus job. If you're in Memphis and you make $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year, you're living pretty good in Memphis. So if you have that, what happens then is you have a current temperature level or thermostat level. I learned this from one of the guys I've been mentored by. He says you have a thermostat level. And that thermostat level in your house, when it gets to a certain temperature, or your house drops to a certain temperature, right? Listen to me on this. When your house drops to a certain temperature, what happens to the thermostat? It kicks back on and fires back up. So you have a money thermostat level, and that money thermostat level, whatever it is, until your account drops to a certain level, whatever it is. Let's just say if that thermostat level for you is $100 in your account, like, oh my God, I need to go get bill money, or I need to get paid, I need to get a check. Whatever it is, everything about you and all of your energy bubbles up and it explodes and turns back on to kick in, so that you can do what it takes to get you back up to a level to where it's comfortable back in your house. What I'm saying is, in order for you to grow to the next level, you have to reset your money thermostat level. You have to reset your money thermostat level. Like, if you're comfortable and your thermostat level only kicks in when, your account drops to this amount, you got to reset it to where when let's just say if you got $100,000 or $200,000 in your account, or whatever the case may be, and you got to look at that account and be like, man, oh my God, my account is only at $200,000. You got to go into panic mode and kick in, just like you do when you was in that time frame when you only had $100 in your account and bill money due. You got to readjust your thermostat level as you grow your bank account, as you grow your income, as you grow your residual. And when you do that, you will continue to elevate. How do you adjust your money thermostat level? Mental mind development, taking your mind and making sure in the middle of the night, right before you close your eyes and go to sleep, you see the amount that you want to have in your account. You see yourself spending it. You call your friends to you in mind, and you speak to them and talk about the joy of how good it feels to have X amount in your mind. You got to call those people, and what happens is it creates an emotional reaction between you and them on a visual perspective, from a third eye perspective, and it brings those events into your life because you're now mixing the thought with the emotion. So keep that in mind, guys. You adjust your thermostat level by visualizing Habakkuk verse 2 and 2, writing the vision and making plain. Visualizing whatever it is that you want, and what it does is it resets your thermostat level for you guys. So you gave me a gold nugget. I have cash bars all over, about to reverse engineer these deals. That's it, guys. So if there's no other questions, what up, Karen? Karen, shout out to you. We've helped her build up a successful rental portfolio in the Memphis area. Her and her husband are doing amazing things. She's a real estate guru now. I need to start asking y'all questions, but shout out to you. She came to us. It's been about, 2 years now, right, Karen? Since she started building her real estate portfolio. But shout out to her, doing amazing things. I'm so proud of you and all of the others that we've been able to help as well. So guys, God bless you. Continue to go win big for yourselves and your family. And I will talk to you guys later. All right. Have an amazing day.